The golden haze of a fading sunset, the vast plains stretched endlessly before Joel and Ellie, their silhouettes etched against the fiery sky. Smoke curled upward from the burning ranch in the distance, its wooden frames crackling as flames devoured years of memories. Ellie's arm rested in a makeshift sling, her face smudged with soot, yet her eyes held a fierce determination. Joel, with his weathered hat tilted low, scanned the horizon, his mind racing with gratitude and guilt. She had risked everything to pull him from the inferno, her quick thinking saving his life when the fire trapped him inside. The weight of that debt settled heavily on his shoulders, a burden far more precious than the gold he once chased in a different life. As they stood amidst the tall grass, the distant cries of livestock pierced the air, a haunting reminder of the chaos they'd escaped. Ellie adjusted her grip on the makeshift bandage, wincing slightly, but her resolve didn't waver. Joel's hand hovered near his holster, a reflex born from years of survival, though the real threat now was the fire's aftermath. He owed her more than words could express, her bravery had turned the tide when the flames roared closest. The ranch, once a symbol of his hard-earned peace, lay in ruins, but her presence beside him felt like a lifeline. The debt he carried was not just for the rescue, but for the hope she reignited in his battered soul. The sun dipped lower, casting long shadows that danced with the flickering firelight. Joel's mind drifted to the moment Ellie had burst through the smoke, her voice cutting through the roar of the blaze. "Hold on, I've got you," she'd shouted, dragging him toward safety as beams collapsed around them. Her strength, despite her injury, had been a revelation, and now, as they surveyed the destruction, he realized how much he'd underestimated her. The ranch's loss stung, but her courage had given him something to rebuild for. That debt, unspoken yet profound, bound them tighter than any blood tie, a silent vow to protect each other. Fireflies buzzed faintly around them, their green glow a stark contrast to the orange inferno behind. Ellie broke the silence, her voice steady despite the ordeal. "We'll figure it out, Joel. We always do." Her words carried a resilience that belied her youth, and Joel nodded, his throat tight with emotion. She had saved his burning ranch, yes, but more than that, she'd saved him from despair. The debt he owed was a tapestry of her sacrifices, nights of vigilance, moments of bravery, and now this act of heroism. He vowed silently to repay it, though he knew no amount of effort could fully balance the scales. The horizon glowed with the last embers of daylight, and the smoke thickened, carrying the scent of charred wood and lost dreams. Joel's gaze lingered on the ruined barns, their skeletal remains a testament to the fire's fury. Ellie's hand brushed his arm, a small gesture that anchored him. She'd run into the flames without hesitation, her sling a badge of her sacrifice. The debt he owed her was deeper than the ranch's ashes, it was the trust she'd placed in him, the belief that he was worth saving. That belief fueled his resolve to find a new beginning, with her by his side. Night began to creep in, the fire's glow fading into a dull red smear. Joel's mind replayed the chaos, Ellie's frantic search, the heat singeing his skin, her pull toward safety. She'd saved his life, but the ranch's destruction weighed on him like a physical load. The debt he owed was etched in every creak of the burning timber, every gasp of smoke-filled air. Yet, her quiet strength beside him offered a promise of renewal. He'd build again, not just for himself, but for her, for the girl who'd given him a reason to keep going when the flames threatened to end it all. The stars emerged, pinpricks of light against the smoky sky, as Joel and Ellie sat on a hill overlooking the devastation. Her sling rested awkwardly, but her spirit remained unbroken. "We'll find a new place," she said, her tone firm. Joel's heart swelled with admiration, she'd saved his ranch, his life, and now offered hope. The debt he carried was a living thing, growing with every moment of her resilience. It wasn't just about the fire, it was about the bond forged in its heat. He'd repay her with every step forward, every shelter they built together. The night air grew cool, a stark contrast to the day's inferno. Joel's hat cast a shadow over his eyes as he watched Ellie tend to her arm. She'd risked it all, pulling him from the collapsing ranch, her cries guiding him through the smoke. The debt he owed was a silent oath, a promise to shield her as she'd shielded him. The burning ranch was gone, but her presence was a new foundation. He'd honor that debt with action, finding food, securing safety, ensuring she never regretted her choice to save him. Dawn's first light hinted on the horizon, a faint promise after the night's gloom. Joel's hands clenched as he thought of Ellie's bravery, her sling a silent testament to her sacrifice. She'd saved his burning ranch, but the real treasure was her unwavering spirit. The debt he owed was a lifelong commitment, to protect, to guide, to rebuild. The ruins behind them were a memory, but her courage was a beacon. He'd carry that debt proudly, turning it into a legacy of strength they'd share.